Happy New Year 2022, everybody. Hope you had fun last night. All right, January 1st, 2022. New Year just started. Perfect for my new episode. So, today I have a few things I'm going to go over with. And I'm going to try to do it in order. And I'm also going to read a small paragraph on helping you out how to store the things that you have to do, so you don't get overwhelmed and you can accomplish your task without the mental loop repetition threshold and keep going and going when you stress about something. So I'm going to read it, and that's I found it to be really helpful for me. So all right, let's go. So when we have something in our mind that is important, especially a to-do item, we afraid we'll forget it, so our brain rehearses it. So everybody knows that, it just keeps playing it. And we try to buffer it, or we try to just say, I'll think about it tomorrow, the next day. And then it's starting to stress us over. So we're tossing it around and around in circle in something that cognitive psychologists actually refer to as the rehearsal loop. So a network of brain regions that ties together the frontal cortex just behind your eyeball and the hippocampus in the center of your brain. So this rehearsal loop evolved in a world that had no pen and paper, no smartphone, other physical extension of the brain. It was all we had for tens of thousands of years, and during that time, it became quite effective at remembering things. The problem is that it works too well, so keeping items in rehearsal until we return to them. Writing them down gives both implicit and explicit permission to the rehearsal loop to let them go, to relax its neural circuits so that we can focus on something else. So, in short, basic terms, you'll say, use a pen and paper, write down your to-do list so it's off your back and off your mind, so you can let it go and attend to them later. So it's a simple thing, but actually works. So if you don't want to have all these things in your mind and you never actually in the moment because of that. And so an example in a book that I'm reading, The Organized Mind, is saying you're at work and you're thinking about all the things you have to do at home, and when you're at home you're thinking about the work task and the things that you have to do at work, so you're never actually there. All right, so on a good note, I hope everybody is going to maintain their resolution all year long, or at least 6 months out of the year. Or maybe you started before New Year's Eve, which is good. It's a good point. And you're not going to quit within a month or two. So remember, don't make it something that you force your mind to do, because it will never work. So don't make it a will. Just make it a want. Change it into, this is something that I want. It's something I want to improve. It's not something that I'm forcing myself to do that I don't like. So you have to change the term of whatever it is you wish to have. Let's say it's about weight. You're saying, I don't like to work out. I don't like to go to group gym workout session. I don't like to do any type of sport, let's say. So how am I going to lose weight? Or I don't like diet, or I don't like counting my calorie, my fat intake, all this. So you can turn the phrase around into, I like to look fit. I would love to see myself in that dress and in those clothes. I know when, for a fact that I will feel more healthy, that I will look amazing, and I will be able to do more, attain more activity. I want to, let's say, go surfing, go kayaking, go hiking, all of these things. So see yourself doing those things. Don't see yourself struggling, hating sports, all of this. So that's how you can change your mind into attaining something. So start seeing yourself in the mirror, post thing in your mirror on top of your fridge, showing the picture of the body that you like to have, and then look at it every single day. So now I'm going to go over some meanings. So let's talk about the meaning somebody. So when somebody say this is somebody, it's kind of like somebody say no one and then somebody. So if you split that word in two, you have somebody. So if you're looking at it as like a body, like not a car, but an atom, like a body of something. There is a part of a body, there's a part of something. Could be an instrument, it's a body part, it's a body of an object, it's somebody. So it's split in two. Now if you attach it together in the meaning of telling somebody you are somebody, or this is somebody, it's basically saying, wow. It's either an exclamation, somebody, wow, this is somebody, like this is something else. Or you can express it in the word, it's random, somebody, just random, or attach it and go somebody, it is something, rather than nothing. So now if you use the word nobody, that means basically they're referring as there's no core, no soul, there's no body. It's a shell of a body. That's basically what it is. So if you're referring to somebody being somebody, not as like, oh, I'm talking to somebody, more like you are somebody, you're referring to somebody who is not a shell, basically who has a soul, purpose, goal, spirit, all this. So existing, now let's describe this word. What does the word existing mean? Does it mean surviving? No. Surviving means then you have a bare minimum, you're trying to survive so you won't die tomorrow. So can't compare the two. So existing would be being you, whatever you are, whoever you are, however you are, at no cost or at not to impress, not to be judged, just being yourself, existing, period. So you're existing, that means that you are being. You're being you total 100% self in this world as you taking space, just like an animal will take their space, you are existing. So now if you're not existing, that means that you're not there. It will be kind of the same as being nobody. So now let's talk about the term extraordinary. So if we split this word in two, we have a little bit, it's kind of like saying extra, like in getting a great frappuccino and extra whipped cream. So you'd be like, oh, I want a little extra ordinary. So it's extra, it's a plus that ordinary things than you usually see. So, but in the actual word meaning of extraordinary, we're not just saying it's a little extraordinaire, like something in the ordinary, like that you see every day, like just a complete neutral thing that you will come across. It will be more something. I think the word extra is maybe not as powerful as the actual meaning of extraordinary. So I think it would be like mega extraordinary, will be more the word that we mean when you say extraordinary. Because extraordinary, sometimes people could get this word into like, oh, it's just a little extra different, maybe something like this. Anyway, so I hope that you can wake up today, that you're not completely hungover, that some of you did not have to drink to have fun, just like me, and that this last few years for me, not having drinking in my life, not having smoking, or any addiction at all, it's something that I never had in the past, and I never thought it was possible in a life to party, go through all these different, just celebration, and never had a single drink, and still had good time. And the compensation of the feeling of not having the overly stress and worry and headaches and it's just all the really awful things that you get after you're done with the drinking and putting all this poison in your vein. It's much higher compensation than the high you get drinking for me. So much more content and happier than that when I was overly drinking back then. I could say that for sure. So, all right. So today I'm going to start with bad experience. So, all right, just a minute. So I'm going to get started with number one. So my, let's see if I have this in order. All right, so my very first week arriving in the UK. So I'm going to try to concentrate here. And I'm going to recall the experience as I'm speaking. So I didn't rehearse, I didn't write anything down. And it will just come to me more naturally. So, it was a big challenge just to get to the UK, I remember. A bigger challenge than most of the places, one of the biggest challenge than any other place, apart from Istanbul. No, actually, it was from Istanbul to UK. So, they were super rude at the airport in Istanbul, even though the airport is gorgeous and splendid and beautiful, but they made me redo a form again and again. Had to repay extra for luggage, which I guess that's something that looks like everybody's doing all the time. The wait, the line was very long. Customer service is extremely low, really poor. Like they'll just send you in the wrong place purposely, which is kind of crazy to me. Like there's not customer service is not like actually doing their job. Anyway, so it was really stressful. Finally get through my gate, and we go again through reshowing the forms and the passports and the tickets and the COVID test and so I'm showing everything from my phone. So I mean, lucky me, most airports do have Wi-Fi, but like I always have to make sure when I leave a place I'm fully charged, because otherwise my phone will die, and then I will either hold up the line or have to leave the line and go back and wait somewhere until my phone is charged. So that's another challenge if you don't have a printer at your reach, is that you always have to rely on your phone for forms. Second, so sometimes if you don't have a great phone, they can't even read what it says on the forms, so that can be another challenge. So every single time, then you gotta have your ticket and your passport, so and then your vaccination card. So you line up, and then you line up. So it felt like